Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Blue Badge Crypto, bringing you another Bitcoin and market update. But listen, if you're not already on the Twitter, get over there at Blue Badge Crypto. That's where you're going to get the most time-sensitive alerts on trends, trading, and analysis in the market. Let's dive into Bitcoin, guys. We're here on the 1 hour chart. If you've been following the updates, you've been following the Twitter, you know exactly what we're looking at here. We're up here, we're trying to get that short entry. We've now fallen down through our range. If you're new to the updates to the Twitter, we can backtrack here just a little bit. Where if we go back to our range-bound price action here, represented by these blue lines, we were once tracking this descending triangle pattern where we broke out, had a back test, we were able to get some scalp long entries, ride those longs up to their targets when we ran into resistance up here. And that's where we were looking for our short entry because we were prepared for this dump down here. We were analyzing this. We were trying to get the short entry up top. We missed it by just a few $100s where we came up, we wicked up here, and we were trying to get our short entry tagged here. We just didn't quite get that last push up here that we were looking for before that retracement down. We fell back down to the bottom of the range here. I gave an update on Twitter. I said if I was betting on this, then I would say this is probably the time that we're going to break down here from this range finally. And it did. The only play at that exact time was to try and long again, based off this range-bound price action where, we were shorting here, longing here, shorting again, you long again, but that can only last for so long. And like I said, we did break down here, fell down to the 40765 level, which is kind of bittersweet to see because I've been calling for this level since, way back here in price action a week plus. There's probably, 20, 30 plus videos of me saying 40765, 40765, and we finally went down and hit it. So that's kind of good to see in a bittersweet way, like I said. But now we're here, and what are we looking at, guys? So we're looking for price action to do some type of retest here and before any further continuation of potentially testing these lower levels, right? Because what we're looking for on that daily view, when we were up here, we were saying, the one bull scenario is that we have somewhat of our ABC correction complete here, where we're looking at our macro A, B, and C wave correction down here, where we were looking for price to get back above that A wave low, hold that level as key support represented by that white line extended out in the dash line there, and be good for continuation. However, what I was also explaining to y'all for multiple days, ever since we were back here, I think when we made this little push up right here in this big green candle right here, is that we haven't come down and tested any of these levels of support. And that's why I was saying when we were up here in this range that I was very, very cautious of it breaking upwards, because then we're just getting even more overextended without having come down and at least tested the 40765 level, the midline of the channel, and even potentially the yellow line, where we've absolutely just demolished these resistance levels on the way up without any type of back test to create a nice foundation of support down here in these levels before we try and go tackle 48, 49, and 50K up there. And now we're doing exactly that, guys. We've come down. We've now, testing 40765, kind of breaking down from it here, guys. So like I said in yesterday's Twitter update, could easily come down and test the midline channel, easily come down and test that 38439 at the yellow dot or at the yellow line there. So that's certainly still in play. And like I said, I'm looking for some type of back test here at minimum of the channel line. I would really like to see the range lows come up here and swept as a back test where we could possibly get, some more short entries here. Because otherwise we're kind of in no man's land, trying to long this, right? Or long down here. Right now it's just kind of a no man's land. We either need to come up here and short or, come down here and long. And right now on the lower time frame, if we pull up the oscillators and go into the lower time frame, we could be forming some type of, bullish divergence here, depending on how this price action plays out here, where we're, creating lows, and higher lows in price here, and still a higher low if we measure it out from here to here. I'm looking for this low to potentially come down and maybe create a lower low here, where we'd have a lower low in price here, but a higher low on the oscillator beginning to form. Do y'all see that on the RSI on these lower time frames? So that would make for a bullish divergence here, where RSI would probably come down to about here or so, and that would allow price to create a lower low. We would then have that bullish divergence with a lower low right here, right in price, but a higher low on the oscillator. We could potentially see that next push up right there. So that's just something I'm tracking right now, guys. I'm not betting everything on the divergences, but we could see some type of pop here, right? If if we do have that, bullish divergence here that can make that pop to maybe come up and do that back test there, give us a back test here. So that's what I'm still looking for, guys. If we zoom over to total crypto market cap, it's a little more telling of why this, red candle just came right here. And I'll zoom out on this chart as well for y'all, because I gave this an update on Twitter that I want y'all to see. But you can see that, we've come down, we've hit macro resistance, right? This is a macro trend line. Like I said, I'll zoom out for y'all to see this. But we've come up, we've hit the macro trend line once, we've hit the macro trend line twice here, and then got denied. So we initially came down, hit our resistance box here, our support and resistance level that we knew coming up was going to be resistance, right? Coming and testing this level as resistance. On the way back down, it was going to act as support. So we came back into the box, bounced off of it, went back to our macro trend line here, got denied once again, came down, fell through the box. Now we're coming back up. We back tested the box as resistance potentially, and that's where we could see further downside, guys. So if we do keep falling here, we do have our next levels of support here. And on total crypto market cap, that's right here at approximately 1.77 trillion, kind of in this pocket to 1.76 trillion, where this yellow line is a macro resistance level, now support. And this was our local resistance when we were trying to break out of the box. This is where we kept waking up to. So this is going to kind of be a pocket for us of support if we were to keep on trickling down here, guys. And obviously if we go lower, we have lower levels on the chart as well. But like I said, I can zoom out. We can take a look at this chart here, guys, on total crypto market cap. We're on that macro view. We're in that downtrend here. This line got kind of messed up here. Let me fix it. There we go. We're in our macro downtrend here, right? Where, we've come up, we peaked here in, November, and come down, get denied at resistance, come down, get denied at resistance. We also have another macro trend line down here where we're now creating, some type of, triangle type pattern between our trend line here, right, in the dashed line, and our downtrend here. So on that macro view, we're getting close to an apex here, but I mean, even that apex, it could come all the way to, almost the end of March here, and we could still be in this, apex pattern where, we're doing something like this, right? Where, maybe we see price come back up once more, or we go straight down, and we come test the lower level of this macro trend line here. And that would be in confluence with, some other, lower support here, where we could bounce up and just keep on utilizing this range or this apex of this triangle before any further breakout to the upside. Optimally not to the downside there, guys, but that's always a potential as well. But I'm just kind of illustrating that for you, where we could still, just kind of, range here in, this tightening, apex here of this triangle pattern, where that could still be, fully potential for us to do that there. So that's a possibility, guys. But again, on the zoomed in look, we can kind of see where that big red candle is now coming from, where we fell through our, support box here on total crypto market cap, which again is king above even Bitcoin, come back up, retested that level as resistance, and are not falling back down, guys. So again, if we go back to Bitcoin here, we are still trying to see some type of pullback for any type of short entries. Otherwise, the next, play would be looking for our potential long entries, maybe off the midline of the channel, off our support and resistance line here, 38439 in the yellow line there. And if we were to break down further from this, we do have lower support levels at the bottom line of the channel here at 36,000, and even lower would be 33,444. And then we're getting really into the depths down here at 31,610 there, guys, okay? So that's what we're looking at right now for Bitcoin. Could possibly still see maybe one push up here, maybe at least to the yellow line. Like I said, we are going to have some type of bullish divergence here, potentially forming on the lower time frames once we make a lower low here, which we're trying to do. And then that can maybe give us that little pop that we need to come back up here and give that retest. That's certainly not guaranteed. We could come straight down here. We could come straight down here, guys. So that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. If you like the video, throw a like down, throw some comments. If you have some questions. Thanks for watching today, guys.